Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more Attack on Titan, you guys. I am so excited. If you're joining me early today, you know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So we had a really great episode last time. I really enjoyed it and enjoyed all the themes and everything that they were discussing. And we also got a ton of info, I feel like, on some of the past events with like Eren and his dad. We know now that Eren, or Eren's dad rather, Grisha, was a Titan, and he was found outside the walls, couldn't remember very much. So we really have no idea like where he came from. Was he part of Ymir's, whole group, or was he from somewhere else? How did all the Titans get out? Like how did they all come to be? That's all those things are like still burning questions. But we know now that he was really close friends with this commander who ended up retiring and everything. And the whole point of the whole story was kind of like from the commander's perspective of like watching Grisha do, kind of incredible things. Like, he saved all these people during this plague that happened, and he kind of like got the girl, which I really get the distinct impression that guy did not. He was kind of not on board with that. I think he kind of liked Eren's mom. But, we see it from his perspective of watching this all unfold, and then eventually trying to stop Eren from kind of going down the same path that his dad did. We know his dad had a lot of respect for the Survey Corps, the scouts, and everything. And so it makes total sense that Eren would be a chip off the old block and just want to go that route himself. And we know, it was after the mom got eaten. And we saw the scene in the first season where Eren wakes up and he has the key and everything. But we know it was like around the time that the whole attack happened and everything on the wall, the one that Reiner did, that Eren became a Titan, and that's what all the flashbacks he was having and everything was all to that time where his dad like injected him, turned him into a Titan, and told him to go avenge his mom and everything. So, we see the commander, in the scene where Eren's gear won't work. We know that he was the one who did it, trying to prevent him from, going any further. So it was really interesting to see the story told from his perspective, because he was kind of echoing some of the things that Eren had dealt with a few episodes ago about like why I'm doing this and I don't feel like a very important person, or like I'm very special. And the way that the guy in the episode worded it was like the one of like the chosen people, like he's watching all these like really incredible people around him, like Smith and Grisha, and it brought up some interesting points about how people kind of view the world and like the Attack on Titan world, and how I'm still not sure if he meant when he was talking about how special other people were special and he wasn't. Like, was he referring to Titans? Was he referring to the fact that like, but no, because he was calling the scouts like some of like the chosen people too, and they weren't Titans. I thought about it after the episode. I'm like, maybe he meant, Eren's dad was special because he had the Titan abilities. But like even that, like he was a doctor and he saved all those people in the plague. That had nothing to do with being a Titan, But we saw him kind of struggling with that, similar to a lot of things Eren had been struggling with. And Eren was like, well, I just decided, it doesn't matter whether or not I'm important. You know, my dad was important, and I'm here, I'm doing my thing. And I just love that Eren got to hear those words from his mom, you know, like, the former commander was telling him, about this encounter that he had with the mom when Eren was a baby, and she was like, it doesn't matter, you know, like whether he's special or not, you know, he's like, kind of like everyone's sort of special in their own way, but like not without coming out and saying it. That's kind of how I took it. But yeah, it was a very like, we've dealt with a lot of philosophical and political stuff in this season. Very little like actual Titan stuff, but we've also come such a far way from humans versus Titans. And even Eren was commenting in the last episode, you know, thinking about Connie's parents and thinking about what Ymir said about how she was like suffering when she wandered as like a mindless Titan. You know, who are they really fighting? Because if there's people in there who are hurting and like trapped, you know, it kind of takes away the very like cut and dry, like, okay, these are monsters, let's go get them. And, you know, it's like, no, it wasn't like that at all. You know, they probably have the Titans have very little control maybe over, at least like the mindless Titans probably don't have very much control, if any control. It kind of looked like they had no control over what they were doing. I still don't get why they eat people. I still don't get that. That's gotta, whoever, it's hard to say, like the first king, and we still don't know a lot about how like all the Titans got to be there. And why we know that the intelligent Titans eat people to get their powers. Maybe it's like a leftover instinct, you know, as a mindless Titan, you know, like, oh, I gotta eat people and get powers, but then they just never get them, so, because they're eating humans. Yeah. Still a lot of questions. So you guys, I know this is the last episode of this half of season 3. I'm aware that there is a mid-credits scene and that in the ending theme that I will be looking out for. I'll be sure not to, you know, be looking elsewhere during that or talking. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see how we wrap up this arc. So what do you say we get started? Next episode, let's go. I'm looking at the time. I talked for like 8 minutes. Okay, let's go. Okay. There's probably like better technology outside the walls. Yeah, I was gonna say Levi kind of fits that bill.
君に託すことになりそうだ。状況によっては誰に使用するべきか、君が決めることになる。任せてもいいか。お前の夢ってのが叶ったら、その後はどうする？それもわからない。叶えてみないことには。
Yeah. Deal with that when we get there. Oh, not what I think he's talking about. Oh.
つまりエレンの父、グリシャ・イエーガーは壁の外から来た人間である可能性が高いと。
Okay.
兄やライナー、ベルトルトと同じように、彼は巨人の力を持っていたしね。調査兵団に入りたいと言った10歳の息子に見せたかった家の地下室。死に際にそこに全てがあると言い残した地下室。そこには一体何があると思う？
Why don't we go find out?
我々の記憶から消してしまった世界の記憶。だと思いたいが、ここで考えたところでわかるわけがない。
Yeah, let's get to it, you guys.
本日で全ての術には何がある？
Yes!
知りたければ見に行けばいい。それが調査兵団だろう。
Heck yeah. Get everyone's like, yeah. I'm on board.
では各班を任せたぞ。地下室に行った後に考えよう。
Yeah, you kind of can't plan until you know. Oh. That's direct. He's like more telling him than asking him now. Oh.
ダメだ。餌で構わない。おとりに使え。 指揮権の序列もこれまで通り。作戦は失敗するかもしれない。その上お前がくたばったら後がねえ。
He's just so determined, you know, to see this through.
に全てをかけることに。おいおいおいおい、待て待て。これ以上俺に建前を使うなら、お前の両足の骨を折る。ちゃんと
'Cause he cares.
だがウォールマリア奪還作戦は確実にお留守番しねえと。しばらくは便所に行くのも苦労するぜ。
He's so focused on the toilet. Have you ever noticed that?
真実が明らかになる瞬間には、私が立ち会わなければならない。
I get it. I really do. I get his determination.
そんなに大事か。てめえの足より。ああ。人類の勝利より。あ
Wow.
あ。
After the fall of Maria, there was a dramatic decrease in food production. Livestock, in particular, suffered due to requirement. As a result, meat became expensive, and occasions to eat it are scarce. That's why at the beginning of this episode they were saying, like, "Oh my God, let's have some meat. This calls for some meat." Okay, interesting. Oh, Sasha. Sasha can't handle it. She can't handle it. Ah, yay! Party time! Oh boy. Oh my. Okay, guys, everyone chill. Oh my God. She's like, I'm going for it. She's gonna eat the whole thing. Oh, watch her. Oh, she will. Oh, she's eating him. No, stop. She's gone primal. Oh my God. And they're just chilling out, like, yeah. How did you knew Sasha was coming? I feel like you should have anticipated this. Oh, Sasha, someone give her some meat. Just a little piece. I can believe it. Really? Oh, yeah. Remember, didn't she, like, steal it and she's gonna share it? Yeah. What changed? She must have just been really hungry. Yeah. Feels like a lifetime. That's true. Oh, poor Sasha. She doesn't get to eat. Oh boy, here we go. Oh. Oh no. Armin, get out of there. Get. It's like they're fighting, but they like to fight. Oh, Armin. Oh! Here we go. Boy, you get a little bit of meat in these guys, and they just, well, yep, that's, oh, yeah, no, John's no slouch. And here we go. We got a nice fight to watch while we eat here. Some entertainment. Oh, look at Mikasa's like, I think I'm kind of surprised she's not in there trying to save Eren, but I think she knows they're just, well, because you guys are their entertainment tonight. Maybe don't do it on a full stomach, though. There we go. And here's our referee. Oh, they lost the meat. Oh, someone let Sasha eat. I know she had a little incident, but she's hungry.
なんで俺にはミカサやリヴァイ兵長みたいな力がねえんだって妬んじまった。でも兵長だってお前だって一人じゃどうにもならないよな。だから俺たちは自分にできることを何か見つけて。
Oh, this is like exactly what I was just saying.
大きな力に。
Yeah, it's true. Like together,
きっとそうだ。
we're a lot stronger together than apart. Oh my god, for a second I thought Hans was back. I'm like, how did Hans come back from the dead?
戻れるの。あの時に。
Well,
戻すんだよ。でも、もう全部は帰ってこねえ。ツケを払ってもらわねえとな。
そう、海だ。
yeah, that's
商
right.
人が一生かけても取り尽くせないほどの巨大な塩の湖がある。壁の外にあるのは巨人だけじゃないよ。
That's right, there's a whole world to explore.
まずは海を見に行こうよ。エレンはまだ疑っているんだろう。見てろよ。絶対あるんだから。
しょう
Oh.
がね。そりゃ実際見るしかねえな。
しかわからないよ。
I love that there's still some innocence and whimsy left, even after everything they've been through. Yes! Aww, they're cheering him on!
これだけ歓迎されるのはいつ以来だ。さてな。
Yeah, maybe never?
私が知る限りでは初めてだ。
Oh, look, he's smiling! Yeah! Heck yeah, guys! Oh! He's wow, he's like, he is, into this.
ロールマリア最終奪還作戦開始。
Go get him! Go get him! Retake that wall.
お前ら自分で何をやっているのか分かっているのか。
All right, you guys, let's talk because that was such a good episode. I loved just watching them all kind of like deal with where they're at and deal with the very short amount of time that all this is happening and how forever changed their lives are. We got a lot of like fun. I feel like a lot of calm before the storm. We had like a lot of fun with like Eren and Jean kind of doing their fight thing, and then well, before that, Sasha with her her and food. Oh my god, I so get it. I so get it, you guys. She went for it. She just took that whole thing of meat and she went for it. Wow. I do hope she got a little bit of the meat. I feel kind of bad for her. I know she shouldn't have maybe attacked the way that she did, but I'm just hungry, you know? I think we can all relate. I can relate. Anywho, let's come back to that later. Seeing Eren and Jean fight again was so much fun, and I love that even after all this time, they still have their little rivalry, even if they're like so bonded by now by their shared experiences. Like they can still kind of bicker, and even Mikasa like wasn't gonna get in the middle of it. She's like, nah, he'll heal. It's all good. I was thinking, like, what about poor John? Like Eren will heal quickly, but what about John? Too much. And then Levi came in and just like knocked them both out cold, and then we hear the yuck. Oh, what a nice thing to happen during dinner. Yeah, so I had kind of forgotten that the people, like townspeople and everything, weren't supposed to know, but then like Flagle was the one who supplied all the meat, and he was like, oh hey, I think they're celebrating. So it got out. But having a send-off like that was so nice. Okay, let's talk about how we've come so far. We've come so far in a lot of ways, because when you look at the way that our main three kids have changed so much and just been through so much in such a short period of time, I love that we took a moment to be like, will we ever get those days back? And the truth is, like, when you grow up, like, you can't really, there's something you can never recapture about being a child. And I think for them, having their childhood ended so abruptly, there's something really it's very heartbreaking, but there's something really beautiful about it, that even after all they've been through, even after having their childhood ended so quickly, going through everything they've gone through. I mean, like, Eren finding out he's a Titan, Armin having to kill somebody, Mikasa, like, just, having to be Mikasa. Basically, and everything she's been through in her past, because she's had a horrible past too, even before all this. There's something really beautiful about the fact that they can still dream and wonder about the world outside and kind of, see past, like, the death and destruction, and kind of have almost like a childlike wonder about the world. I think that's really beautiful, and it says a lot about the hope of the human heart, that there's, like, you can never really extinguish it, It's beautiful. I love it. So that was a great scene. We had the scene with Smith where he was just like, he has to be a part of it. It doesn't matter if he dies. It doesn't matter, like, what happens. He has to be a part of it. I totally get it. And I love him. Like, I have really come to love him. All right. So we saw Reiner was somebody at the end, and I didn't quite recognize who it was. It didn't look like Bertholdt, but maybe it is a character we've seen. But then again, they like to kind of like show people we've never seen before right at the end, kind of like what they did with the Not Yet guy. If it's someone I know, I apologize. I'm sorry. You guys know how sometimes, like, I get character looks mixed up and everything. But maybe it's somebody that we haven't met yet, and I'll just have that to look forward to. All right, so the mid-credit scene. I know there was a lot of debate over, like, ooh, should I watch it or not? Is it a spoiler or not? I have to say, like, I have honestly no clue. Like, that could be anything. That could be anything that happens. So I think I'm good, but I know when I get to that point, it'll be all that much more rewarding that I can now assign the context and the meaning to that scene. For now, it's just keeping me guessing in a great way of, like, something's gonna go wrong. Levi's gonna get mad at Eren, and then Mikasa is going to unleash on Levi. Yeah. So it's going to be an awkward family reunion for the Ackermans this year if she has to take Levi down. But that was so cool the way they did it. Oh my God. So the screen capture software I use occasionally will, like, go insane, and it'll do like a glitchy sound, like what happened in the middle of the theme, but it usually doesn't do anything to the picture. It just, like, it'll go like, and it'll get, like, all digitized, the sound. But for a second I thought that's what was happening, but that was, like, such a cool and novel way to do that. I love the way that they did that. So, wow, guys, I have a lot to look forward to with the next half of the season. I have loved this part of the season. I love that it's been so much focus on the structure of the world and the history and the kind of, like, underlying feelings and motivations, and really putting an awful lot together. So I have just loved it. I can't wait for the next chapter the next 12 episodes, I guess, which are kind of like almost another season in themselves. So, you guys, I hope you had as much fun with that as I did. I had a blast. I cannot wait to see more. Please join me next time, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.